Hello, everyone. I am the second speaker of today, and my name is Minah Jeong. Nice to meet you. And it is my honor to have a chance to present you about ISMS-P Certification of Korea today. I worked as an in-house legal counsel for around 8 years, and now I am operating my own legal office in Seoul. As I worked in insurance and hotel industry, I had many chances to manage personal information protection issues, and recently I am a member of task force team to get ISMS-P certification in one of Korean hotel chain. Based on my background and career, I naturally became interested in Personal Information Protection Act and ISMS-P Certification System. Today, I will introduce you ISMS-P certification in Korea with some diagrams and examples of certification and website with ISMS-P trademark. Korean government operates ISMS-P certification system to access if personal information controllers have established and managed appropriate information security environment. ISMS is a set of policies and procedures to systematically, continuously manage organizations' sensitive data, including personal information. To obtain ISMS-P certification, the organization should have balanced, continuous, integrated information security management system. You can see a trademark of ISMS-P on the right part. There are two kinds of certification. First one is ISMS. It means Information Security Management System, not including personal information. And the second one is ISMS-P. It means Security Management System, including personal information. Don't forget that today's topic is ISMS-P, including the personal information. There are two legal backgrounds of ISMS-P. Article 47 of the Act on Promotion of Information and Communications Network Utilization and Information Protection, etc., and Article 32 of the Personal Information Protection Act. For your information, I would like to introduce you Korean laws related to personal information protection. Personal Information Protection Act is the general law and acts on promotion of information and communications network utilization and information protection, etc., and act on the protection, use, etc., of location information, and Credit Information Use and Protection Act are a special law. The Personal Information Protection Act was enacted as a general law for personal information protection in 2011 to improve the level of personal information protection throughout the Korean society and set forth standards of personal information processing for both the public sector and private sector that conform to international standards. The Act is composed of 9 chapters, including establishment of personal information protection policies, processing of personal information, safeguard of personal information, guarantee of rights of data subject, and so on. Act on Promotion of Information and Communications Network Utilization and Information Protection, etc., as a special law for information protection in the information and communication sectors, set forth obligation of information and communications service providers when collecting, using, providing personal information of users, or when entrusting its handling or matters concerning user rights and legal remedies. The Act is composed of 10 chapters, including protection of safe environment for use of information and communications, protection of users and information and communications network, and so on. ISMS-P certification is not mandatory for every personal information controllers in Korea. Some are mandatory subjects according to the law, and the others are voluntary subjects. Mandatory subject listed in this page can choose ISMS-P or ISMS-P certification. They can choose one of the two certification systems. And organizations that voluntarily build and operate information protection and personal information protection management systems are voluntary ISMS-P certification applicants. They don't need to get the certification according to the law, but they get the certification on their own decision to protect the personal information in the company or in the organization. This is the basic concept of ISMS-P certification criteria. Criteria 1 is establishment and operation of management system, and 16 criteria items are included. Criteria 2 is protective measure requirement, and 64 criteria items are included. Criteria 3 is requirement for each stage of personal information processing, and 22 criteria items are included. As the criteria 3 is related to personal information protection, in case that the applicant get only ISMS certification, they need to be satisfied with only criteria 1 and 2. But in case that the applicant get ISMS-P certification, they need to be satisfied with criteria 1, 2, and 3. This is the diagram explaining the process of ISMS-P certification. There are 3 parties in the process: certification board and KISA as the certification authority, and personal information controller as the applicant. KISA is the Korean Internet and Security Agency. You can get many information from the website of KISA. Now, let's deep dive on the process steps. Step 1, the applicant apply for the certification review to KISA. Step 2, the KISA and applicant have preview meeting and make a contract. Step 3, KISA organize the certification review team. The team members are normally professionals in the information protection industry. Step 4, certification review team review and inspect the applicant. Step 5, the applicant submit the supplementary measure result according to the review to review team. And step 6, the review team submit the certification review result report to KISA. In step 7, KISA requests review of the certification review result and decision-making to certification board. Step 8, certification board to notify their decision to KISA. Step 9, KISA issues the certification to applicant. All of the process takes more than 3 or 4 months. It depends on case by case. To prepare for the ISMS-P certification, the applicant needs to study the all criteria and prepare hundreds of documents to be qualified. The first step is to prepare it to download all the sources, including manual and guidelines from the website of KISA. This is the sample of guideline. I am sorry, but this was not translated into English yet. In the guideline of ISMS-P, there are detailed explanation of each ISMS-P criteria like this: the title, key information, detailed description, the evidence to be submitted to review team. If the applicant read and study this guideline and prepare all the documents listed, they can get the certification. According to my experience until now, Not all certification criteria have to be satisfied 100%. Even if there are some unsatisfactory parts, the applicant just needs to set up a reasonable plan for how to solve them and put them into practice. If the plan to address the deficiencies is reasonable and feasible, the applicant may be possible to get the certification. This is the sample of certification. As I recommended already, I am a member of TF team to get and maintain the ISMS-P certification in one of Korean hotel chain. This is the certification sample that my TF team got from KISA in 2020. I was very happy to get this. I almost cried. And this is the sample of website with ISMS-P trademark. You can see the trademark on the footer. And this is the number of organizations with ISMS-P certification is being increased. Until now, more than 900 organizations and companies got ISMS-P certification, and around 899 organizations are maintaining their certification by renewing their certification. This is today's checkpoint for ABA members. If your client is planning to have business partnership with a Korean organization or a company, and the business should collect and manage personal information, you would be better to check whether the business partner have ISMS-P certification. If the business partner has ISMS-P certification, you can ensure that personal information are managed properly and the business partner is abiding by their legal obligation according to the Personal Information Protection Act. I think this discussion answers will be presented after this presentation, and this is the reference I referred. This is the end of my presentation today. Thank you for listening.